What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all doing well. Now, before we get into today's truly crazy Reddit story, and trust me, it is mental, I've got something special to tell you. On the 23rd of April this year, I will be running the London Marathon on behalf of an amazing charity called Kids. Kids is all about helping disabled children, young people, and their families, giving them the best opportunities and support and advice they possibly can to improve their lives and create a more inclusive society for all. Now, I'm looking to raise as much money as possible for Kids by running 26.2 miles, which is quite a long way, I'm not gonna lie. And as such, I've set up a fundraising page, which is linked in the top line of the description and is also in the pinned comment. So look, if you have any spare cash and you want to support me and an amazing charity, then please go ahead, click it right now and give whatever you can. You know, if you've got a little bit lying around, what a good way to spend it. As for me, I've been training pretty hard for a good few months now, and I would love to get a good time. That is my aim. I'm taking it quite seriously. I've got a watch. I'm going on lots of runs per week. It's good fun, and I really want to raise as much money as we possibly can for an amazing cause. So once again, please go ahead, link in the description or the pinned comment, go and donate. It's an amazing thing to do, and I'm going to keep you updated throughout the next couple of months, giving you some updates on my training, how it's all going, how the fundraiser is going. You never know, might even do a cheeky charity live stream with some forfeits. I'm not sure about that, but hey, if the support's there, we can do it. And yeah, big love to anyone who can support, even if it's literally the smallest donation, it all is worthwhile. And with that all being said, let's get into today's first incredible story. My fiance got a face tattoo without talking to anyone. I am honestly stunned right now. My fiance, Kim, I have just learned, is completely insane. She took some days off work this week, sick, and avoided seeing most people in person. She claimed she was feeling sick and just wanted to stay home alone. She's never given me any indication that she would lie about this in the 6 years we've been together. No one in her family had any worries because she was a stable individual who'd never do anything crazy. She got a face tattoo. She took 3 sick days from work to recover from the fact that she got a face tattoo. She told no one of this plan beforehand. I've never in our time together been talked to about tattoos by Kim. She showed no indication that she was even interested in getting any. I was not even the first to learn. Her sister visited her because she got worried after Kim cancelled meeting with her for lunch on her 3rd day sick and got the grand reveal. She did not tell anyone beforehand because she didn't want to be talked out of it, and she hid the results because the swelling and redness was so bad that we would react badly and not be able to understand the artistic meaning. Kim is Asian American. She got Japanese symbols going down her forehead and under her eye. I don't know the meaning of them. I don't really know if I care to know the meaning of them. Kim's parents are Japanese immigrants. According to her sister, who was nice enough to inform me of this whole debacle, this is a big no-no in Japanese culture. Tattoos have links to crime and are looked down upon. Her parents are beside themselves, and that is a whole other set of drama I can't even begin to approach. Kim talked to me last night about it and acted offended and started a fight because I told her it was absolutely insane of her to do this. She works a public-facing job. She talks face-to-face with clients in the financial industry. The minute her boss finds out, the career she went to school for will be over. She actually didn't consider her job or family or me at all and decided a long time ago she was going to express herself freely without any concerns. I'm worried about her right now. This is not normal. She blocked my number after our fight and is ghosting me and her sister because we're trying to help. But dear Lord, this is far beyond me. I cannot comprehend what I'm even supposed to do right now. Kim's lost her mind. Is there any chance I will be happily married to this? A woman who went and got a face tattoo and hid that fact because she knew we would all talk her out of it. Dear Lord, I really need to run, don't I? The engagement is pretty much off. Kim has told me she never wants to see me again, and I woke up this morning with her ring and a box of stuff I gave her on my porch. I don't know what's going on with her. Her sister and family have been trying their best, but nothing on their end is working. I brought up to her sister the idea that this is a mental breakdown and they're looking into getting her help. It's painfully slow considering Kim is not responding to anything and is refusing to talk to anyone. I really don't know what to say here, I guess. To answer some questions, Kim is 29 and I'm 28. In the 7 years I've known her, she's never acted like this at all. She has a good relationship with her parents, and while they were a bit overbearing at times, they supported her in going to college and getting a career rather than starting a family. From what I've gathered, they probably would have been fine with any tattoo she got, as long as it was not on her face, neck, or hands. Even then, this kind of behavior is as far from Kim as I could have imagined. She just lost her mind out of nowhere. It's not like I can do anything about it either. She's blocked my number and does not want to see me. I'm just at a loss for words. One day I'm engaged and the next I'm not, and my ex has a face tattoo. I mean, what a story to start off today's episode with. I will be honest with you guys, this to me screams like some form of manic episode. It's so far out of her natural character from all you are saying. And it's not just you, OP, that's saying this, it's her entire family as well. And you've been with her for 7 years and you've never seen her be like this even a tiny bit. Yeah, I'm no psychologist, but that screams to me that something has gone wrong there. Especially because it just makes no sense as well. Like, she is literally throwing away her career, her education, her life, her job, maybe even her parents. Like, something's definitely going on here, and I don't want to try and guess what's going on, but yeah, it's clearly not very good, and I think ultimately she needs some help. Okay then, now moving on to our second story. Now this one comes from r/relationship advice. How can I manage the resentment my 25-year-old girlfriend and I, a 42-year-old man, have for each other? I know I'm going to get a lot of trash for the absurd age gap and the way we started. And I agree, and I deserve it, but I would really like some genuine advice past going to counseling. She won't agree and I can't afford it anyways. Tangible things that I can work on and introduce to help us, either as a couple or as effective co-parents. Long story short, my ex-wife and I were together since middle school. We have 4 daughters in their teens. I was a stay-at-home dad and part-time worker for most of my life until my youngest was in middle school. My ex agreed to invest in a passion project business of mine. I hired a receptionist. We started an affair and she baby-trapped me. Now we're living together and have a young son. She resents me because she feels she was fooled. She saw me as a business owner who had a nice car, nice clothes, took her to nice places, etc. She thought I was rich, so she got pregnant on purpose. She admitted it, that's not an assumption, hoping to use me to not work and sponsor her family from overseas. Well, actually, my ex-wife and her family are the rich ones. None of our homes were in our names. We were renting from her parents and giving them a nominal fee with the expectations that these homes would be left to my ex and me after their death. This allowed my ex's salary, roughly $150,000, which isn't actually huge in this high cost of living area, to stretch, and we lived a really good life. I left our marriage with half our savings, roughly $25K, and my personal property and car. I lost my business due to lack of funding, and I did not seek alimony. I resent her because I feel I was fooled. I thought she loved me and couldn't believe the interest a young, hot woman showed in me. She was incredibly persistent and pursued me strongly, but she has no feelings for me, no care, or desire. Now that the ruse is dropped, I can't believe I gave up my entire life for what I see as an ego trip. I loved my ex-wife, really I did and still do, but I'd never been with another woman, and any attempts to open our relationship were shot down. This was like a wet dream come true, and I was weak. Now, both me and my girlfriend are in a place we didn't imagine. She's living in a trashy apartment with an old man and still has to work. I've lost my kids, the love of my life, my family, my lifestyle, my business, and it's all 100% my own fault. She stopped being intimate with me as soon as she found out I wasn't rich. We're still together on my end because I feel like I need to have something to show for this trash show of a situation. At least I got a son and a partner out of it. At least it wasn't for nothing. And also, because I don't trust her with our son. She would never agree to give me full custody, and she's not a good mother. I'd be worried for his safety and the people she would have him around. I honestly don't know why she hasn't left me from her end. What can I do to improve this situation? I know logically it would be best to break up and co-parent, but I'm afraid for my son and I'm embarrassed for myself. Is there a way to salvage this situation? I'm thinking of just telling her we can have an open relationship. She can sleep with whoever she wants and go wherever she wants as long as she lives here, so I can have my son 100% of the time. I work from home. I don't know if that's the answer here though. Okay, wow, what a story. Before I even give any thoughts, there's a very important update that was posted just a week later. Let's get straight into that. I had an affair, my ex-wife divorced me, and my kids absolutely refused to speak to me. I was an incredibly involved dad. Most of their lives I worked 1 to 2 days a week and then stayed home with them the rest. I was closer to them than their mum, and I'd like to think I've never disappointed them before this. I made a mistake. It's been over 2 years since it all came out, and I haven't been able to make any headway. My eldest is hung up on the fact that I now have a young son. Every firstborn of each generation in my family has been a boy for a long time, and she broke the streak. I honestly could not care less about that. I've always thought that pressure was stupid, and I'm not a traditionally masculine guy that always wanted a boy, but she's so hurt that I have a son and is convinced that's all I've ever wanted, and he's replaced her and my daughters. None of that is true. All of my girls said they don't consider themselves to have a brother and want nothing to do with him. All 4 of them feel betrayed and blame me for breaking up our family. I deserve the blame. It's my fault and I take responsibility, but I can't change the past, and I don't know how I can begin making up for it. My ex has full custody of them, but I'm supposed to have visitation 1 weekend a month. They're all in therapy, and it was suggested to not enforce a visitation and respect their boundaries while they work through it. I've done that the entire time, and there's no progress made. Does anyone have any suggestions about what I can do here? My ex absolutely hates me, but was always supportive of the girls staying in contact with me. She's respected their wishes, but still gives me updates once in a while. My eldest is turning 18 soon and graduating this coming year, and probably moving away for university. I feel like the time to make up with her, especially, is slipping away. I know I'm the trashy person here. I was a terrible husband, but I was honestly a really good dad, and I miss my girls. Has anyone been through something like this? How did it turn out? What are your suggestions? Okay, that is the end of the first update, but now we're going to get into a few replies to comments that OP has left down below. So, one user asked OP if he fought for custody. I did fight for custody, but they were all old enough that the court considered their preference and the situation and only granted me visitation. A part of that was also because I didn't have the means to get a place large enough for all 4 girls, my son, my girlfriend, and myself. I still don't have room for them in my current apartment, and being a mostly stay-at-home dad did not give me the experience or education to get a good enough job to support them here. If I had the choice, I would have chosen my ex and family over my affair partner. Another user then asked OP if his affair partner is his son's mother. She is. I got baby trapped during the affair, something again that she admitted, which I know makes this much worse. I think I could have maintained a relationship with my girls even after the divorce if I didn't have to stay with her and didn't have a new baby. Then another user tells OP that he abandoned his family for a girl half his age, so he couldn't expect them to want anything to do with them. Now, that is kind of where I'm coming from, guys. We need to be getting a little bit harsh with this guy. I didn't abandon them, replied OP. I didn't leave my family for my girlfriend. I wanted to stay with my girls and my ex and work this out. My ex refused because the girls already knew about the affair and it wouldn't be setting a good example, and there was going to be another child involved that she wanted nothing to do with. But to be clear, I would have stayed with my family after the affair if given the choice. Yeah, okay, but it's easy to say that once you're the one that's cheated on your wife. The affair was a stupid mistake born out of curiosity since my ex was the only woman I've ever been with. It was not something I was committed to or wanted to continue long term. Is OP really trying to justify this at the moment? I'm confused. This is awful. Then another user asked OP if he and his ex had a conversation about exploring their sexuality and why he sought the affair in the first place. I brought this up before, and we did have honest conversations about it. We've been together since middle school and have been each other's first and only. She loved that. She had no curiosity about other people and thought it was special that we'd only had sex with each other. And she's a very monogamous person in general. She couldn't even handle the thought of me being with someone else. If I wanted to be with someone else, it would have to be as a single man. And I didn't seek an affair. My girlfriend pursued me strongly and it just happened. Oh my god, dude. She got pregnant quite early into it. I didn't really plan on anything. Oh, here we go. A great response to that comment. Just happened, huh? What, you accidentally fell into her? I could not agree more with that comment. Like, come on, man. And then finally, one more user asked OP, why not just separate from his girlfriend? I have to stay with her because she's a bad mother and I don't trust her with our son. If we split up, then she would have him at least 50% of the time. I would have left a long time ago if not for that. Okay, pretty crazy so far, but now let's jump a couple of months forward to January the 26th, 2022, where we get the final update of this story. Good news, my girlfriend and I have broken up. She's gone back to her home country and left my son with me. Refused to sign any formal custody agreement, so I'm hoping she stays there and doesn't bother us again. I'm pretty sure if she comes back and demands time with him, I have a good case for maintaining custody. She's not even interested in FaceTiming with him, so he remembers her. I feel bad that my son has to deal with a trashy and absent mother, but I hope I can get him into therapy as he grows. That is such a sad opening paragraph, my word. Now the bad news, I've tried my best to insist on visitation with my daughters, and that has fallen through. They absolutely refuse to see me. They wrote me a letter together that says how much they hate me, how betrayed they feel, how they'll never forgive me, and how my son will never be their brother. To not even bother telling him about them because they'll never be interested in knowing him. Just to forget about them altogether and move on with my new family. I have no legal recourse. The youngest is 13 now, old enough to have a say in custody agreements, and I don't think forcing them to see me would do me any favors long term anyways. They also included pictures of their mother's wedding. My ex has no obligation to tell me about her personal life, but I'm pretty fuming that there's a man living with my daughters that I didn't know about. Ah, now you know how it feels, my friend. It's a family friend that has been in their lives for 10 plus years, so not a total stranger, but it still hurts to see pictures of their recent wedding and family pictures with my daughters. They mention that they have a father figure and don't need me anyways. Sorry guys, I'm actually on the verge of laughing here. This is so ridiculous. How can you be upset by this? This has all come about because of your stupid actions. The whole thing really hurt. Yeah, I'm sure it did. How about getting cheated on by your husband when you have 4 daughters? That probably hurts as well. I know I have no right to feel hurt that my ex has moved on when I cheated on her, exactly, but their whole relationship has moved very fast, so I'm now wondering if they started it before we got divorced. No way to know now. Doesn't matter anyways. Yeah, it doesn't matter because you literally had an affair. What is going on here? My ex agreed to keep me up to date and send pictures of my daughters once in a while. After dealing with my son's mum, I'm grateful that she is so good to our girls and that I don't have to worry about their well-being. I'm trying to focus on being a good dad to my son and patiently waiting for my girls to grow up and reach out. It may never happen, but I'm hopeful that they'll understand me more as they become adults and gain context for life. Oh my word, that is so patronizing. And let's end with this, the top comment on this post. Man ruined his whole life to get his pee-pee wet for 5 minutes. Exactly. Now, this might just go down as one of the worst posts from an OP's perspective that I've ever come across. I mean, like, seriously, this is an absolute shambles from start to finish. I actually just think that even though he's saying, yeah, it's my fault, oh, I shouldn't have done it, it still feels as if he's not taken ownership for what he's done. Like, blaming it on his new girlfriend, saying that he baby trapped him, all that stuff, saying that it wasn't his fault, she approached me, she came on to me strongly. What a load of absolute bull. I still love my ex-wife, I love my family, I want to be with them. If you really did, you would never have done this, I'm sorry, it's just a fact. I don't know, this guy just screams. Like, picture the biggest red flag you can possibly picture, as in, on a world map, bigger than America. And that's his geezer. Also, I wonder how he'd feel if his girlfriend, now ex-girlfriend, actually cared for him and wanted to be with him and wasn't after him just for his money. Would he feel as bad? Would he feel the remorse? Would he be thinking, oh, I shouldn't have done this? Or would he be thinking, yeah, it is what it is. Like, I did this on purpose. It was my choice. Like, that's kind of what I'd be inclined to think. Also, I just love the fact that he's like, oh, yeah, I know I cheated and had an affair and ruined my entire relationship with my children and my ex-wife, but I don't like the fact that she's moved on and is with someone else who is actually probably a good father figure and your daughters now actually like having around. It's crazy, the level of hypocrisy and just lack of guilt is unbelievable. If you are watching this video, my friend, you are an absolute disgrace of a man, but I kind of think you probably already know it by the comments that you got on this post. Anyway, guys, that is going to do it for this one. Really hope you enjoyed it. Again, a big push. If you do want to get involved and donate to kids charity, I'm running 42.2 kilometers in one go, and I'm trying to get a really good time. And I want to raise as much as possible. So yeah, link once again down below in the description, the pinned comment, whatever platform you're on, just go in the description. It's right there. Top line, I'm going to be pushing this hard to try and get as much as possible for an amazing cause. And yeah, with that all being said, I'll see you guys all tomorrow for a brand new Reddit episode.